You're rolling.
Hi, and welcome to Yoga with Cornelia and Joe. Let's get started with our thigh stretch. Put your right knee up on the chair, and then the standing leg is straight, and we squeeze the butt and press that pelvis underneath. We should be feeling a strong stretch across the front of that thigh. Continue to squeeze the butt. If you're more advanced, and only if you're more advanced and have done this for a while, you can consider taking the ankle in the hand and still getting the squeeze in the butt. If you have to stick your tail out, it's not good. So we want the squeeze of the butt, pelvis forward. That way we're stretching the thigh, not harming the lower back. Squeeze, and press, and then we put it down. And we should feel a change on that side of the body. Tuck the pelvis under, you'll feel it's a little bit easier. Now we'll do the other side. Put the other knee up on the chair. Squeeze the butt. Press the pelvis underneath. Feeling that stretch here, you can do it in this position, or here, or you can take the ankle in the hand, provided you can press that pelvis to the front. Feel the stretch across the front of the thigh. Should be a little bit of a blue fire running down the front of that leg, and then we put it down, and we feel the change. Excellent. We're going to turn our chair now. This way, and we'll get our ankle and calf stretch. So our first stretch is to put the right leg back behind us. Exactly. We bend the front leg and put the heel of that back foot down into the ground. And then what's next? Squeeze the butt. Put that underneath. Should be feeling a strong stretch now, right across the front of that leg, down through the calf. And this arm, the same arm as the leg is behind you. If it's your right leg behind you, you put your right arm up in the air, reach it up, keep the butt squeezed, feel a stretch all the way from the wrist, down, down, down through the side of the body, down the front of the leg, and into that heel. Breathe deeply, see if you can reach a little higher, and put it down. Feel the change. The length along that side of the body, more open. Breathe into it. And we'll change to the other side. Heel is pressing down behind us. We squeeze the butt. Should be feeling a strong stretch through the calf. You'll notice the more straight you put your foot, the rear foot, the more straight you put it to the front, the deeper the stretch. And now the same arm as the leg is behind you. If it's your left leg behind you, your left arm will reach up into the air. You'll feel an openness across the front of that hip, a stretch up through the ribs, and up through the armpit. The armpit lifts higher, you're still pressing the heel down, and you're still squeezing, squeezing, squeezing the butt. And then that arm comes down. We step up close to the chair. Pause. Always pause for a moment at least to feel the difference that your body makes. Each position has something to offer, and we want to feel the difference. Now we move on to our foot stretch. Bottom of the foot stretch, the toe comes a little bit behind us, just a little. We bend the knee to the front, the standing leg, absolutely straight. Only one knee is bent. And the heel moves toward the front, and we feel a stretch across the bottom of that foot. This is a very, very, very important stretch for walking and in general balance. And guess what? Squeeze the butt. Tuck it underneath. and stand tall. And we'll put that foot down. Now we do the other foot. Heel goes forward a little bit. Knee is bent frontward. Feel the stretch on the bottom of the foot and squeeze the butt. Stand tall on the standing straight leg. If you do the position right, you'll look something like a Greek statue. You'll notice Cornelia is quite elegant and beautiful. And we'll put that down. Notice the difference in the feet. They should feel more alive to the ground. We have a pelvis that's able to get underneath us now. And now we begin to stretch the chest and the hips together. We're going to take our flying skunk position. We walk backward from the chair a bit, and then squat down low. The knees bend, and the bottom is up in the air. You must be very conscientious about this. If you're in a position with your tail pointing down like this, incorrect. Up in the air is correct. And from that position, if we look forward, you will see we are in flying skunk pose. We should be feeling now a nice stretch across the chest and the shoulders. The farther down I can go, the deeper the stretch of my chest. As you see this stretches my shoulders, I can still look to the front. My bottom is still up in the air, and I'm getting a coordination of ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, and neck. Looking straight to the front, and then up we come. That position can be turned into a small flow. You'll just stay and wait for a moment. Cornelia, reaching up without the chair if you like, down and frontward. And again, and each time I do that, you'll notice I tuck my tail up into the air as I do the pose. Reaching out, and my bottom goes up. And I repeat up, and stop. Now we take the single-legged flying skunk. We're going to put stand up close to the chair. We're going to put our, let's put our left leg back behind us. Left leg goes back. I'm going to put my right leg back so you can see this leg more clearly. Now I take my flying skunk pose. Down we go. We use the chair as support. We feel a deepening stretch in that hip. You should feel like a runner about ready to take off for a race. And if you push your weight backward a little bit into that heel, as we've been learning how to push into the heel, you'll probably feel a deepening stretch in that hip. And we'll come up. And we feel the change. Other leg. The other leg goes back behind us. The front leg bends. Back leg is straight, heels pressing down behind us, and down into flying skunk we go. Yes. Deepening stretch on that hip. Press the heel down behind you. Bottom is up in the air. Take some time to have a couple of deep breaths. Stretches like this are what keep us mobile for getting up and down out of chairs, bending down to pick things up safely. Very important. And we'll come on up and feel the changes. Facing the front, Eiffel Tower pose. Legs moderately wide, not quite so wide there, Cornelia. Eiffel Tower shouldn't fall down in between. And here we have our hands on the hips. butt squeeze, and chest lifted up a little bit. Good posture, not leaning back at all, but forward and up. And continue that butt squeeze. You'll notice that every time you activate the muscles of the pelvis like that, your lower back gets aligned underneath you. Often people feel a lot of relief from lower back discomfort by just squeezing the butt and a little tightness of the lower stomach. Excellent. Okay. Now, we have our sideways stretch. So we'll put our chairs this way. First, our hips are going to go over toward the right. And then our right arm is going to lift up. You'll notice the left leg is bent. It's not really bearing any weight at all. And we're getting a stretch along the side of that hip. And this arm reaching up, my armpit begins to reach, and I squeeze my butt. You notice that tucking my pelvis back underneath? I breathe into this space, getting a deeper and deeper breath into that side. Reach a little farther with that arm. Notice that it can go a little farther. And we put that arm down, and we feel the change on that side of the body. A little change to the other side of the chair. And now our hip goes over to our left. And our left arm will reach up. Our right arm is holding on. Our right leg is not bearing any weight. It's bent easily. I squeeze the butt to get my pelvis underneath me, and I feel an elongation through that armpit, up through the side of my body. Breathing deeply. This whole side, and especially the side of that right hip, getting stretched. See if it can reach just a little farther. And down. And we only have 2 more stretches to go. Chairs back to facing each other. We can stand facing the back of the chair again. Now, up close to the chair. The left leg will go back. Both legs will be straight. Straighten that front leg. And pelvis goes out behind us. And here we have the straight leg stretch. Notice it's not bending downward as much as it's sticking the butt up. The chest is open. And if I want a more advanced stretch, watch my foot. I'm going to lift my toes on the front leg. There you go. Cornelia has it too. The toes come up. We feel a deeper stretch through the calf, all the way through the back of the leg. Tail keeps seeing if it can lift up just a little more. And then we put that foot down, and up we come. Feel that leg. Longer, more open, more ready to bear your weight. And the other leg goes back behind us. Not quite so far, my goodness, you're going to fall down. Sensible distances for these things always. Some yoga classes, they like to see how far you can go. We like to see how wisely you can go. Both legs are straight. Bottom lifts up into the air. You will notice if you find yourself bending down like this, you're stretching your back, possibly reinforcing osteoporosis, which we don't want. Instead, we lift the butt up, keep the chest open a little bit, and we get the deeper stretch through the back of the leg. Now, ready for the advanced stretch? The toes will lift up on that front leg. There they are. We feel a nice, beautiful stretch through the calf. And we put it down, and we stand up, and we feel the difference. So So now the entire lower body has been stretched. We're ready for one beautiful, healthy stretch of the upper body. The shoulders will lift up and back behind us. We lift our palms, elbows close to the sides. Then we reach our hands a little bit backward. You'll feel a nice stretch across the front of the collarbones. Make sure you're squeezing your butt underneath you. And the arms now from that position will reach up. And palms together. And thank you, Cornelia. Here.
Thank you, Joe.
And thank you.
And thank you, Allison.
Bye from Star Island.